See? Should have stuck with our old realtor instead of picking this new one. Vivarium, released in 2019 and is directed by Lorcan Finnegan, who's also behind such films like Nokubo and Without Name. And this film is starring Imogen Poots and Jesse Eisenberg. And the reason why we're talking about Vivarium today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a longtime contributor and supporter of this channel, David Klimoff. Thanks again for the recommendation. Sent over a nice little horror psychological thriller bundle my way for me to check out. Bunch of films that I have never even heard of before and definitely haven't seen before, so thank you very much. If anyone else out there also wants to be like David and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out just like what I did with David here. Gemma and Tom are a couple who are going house hunting, and as they stumble into probably the creepiest realtor company in all of the world, they are taken to the realtor's house farm to check out the houses. But suddenly the realtor disappears, and the couple realizes that they are stuck in this elaborate labyrinth of houses with no way to escape. And this couple is stuck there for days and for years. There's a box that just randomly pops up. We don't know how it pops up. We don't know who is giving it to them, but it contains food and products, and at one point it has an actual baby in it. And there's a note attached to the box saying that they're supposed to raise this kid as their own and raise them well. And there's just a whole bunch of questions that the characters are generating, that I'm generating in my mind, of what is going on here and why is it happening? And then you realize that this film is really just a reflection of the stereotypical heterosexual relationship. So if you're asking questions like why things happen or why things are like how they are, you're not going to get a response, because just as in real life, there is no response to that, and there is no answer to why things are the way they are. They just are. And it's actually a really neat concept. When the film starts, Gemma, who is a teacher, goes over to a little kid who sees a couple of baby birds being knocked out of the nest, and they're laying there dead on the grass. The kid doesn't like how the cuckoo bird is the one who takes over nests, and they're little tiny like bird parasites. But then Gemma, the teacher, says, yeah, well, it's just how it is. Doesn't matter if we like it or not, it just is. And that's kind of what this movie is, and what a vivarium is. It is an enclosure of something trying to imitate life. So whatever put this here, and however this couple got here, they're just trying to imitate human life as best as they possibly can. According to these creatures, these aliens, again, we don't know. We don't know how this happens, where this baby came from, or what type of people they are. We don't know, but their sense of how life is supposed to be is that it's supposed to be a heterosexual couple. The man is supposed to go out and bust his ass and work and dig and really basically work himself to death, while the woman is supposed to stay home and comfort and care for and teach the child, so that eventually the child grows up to bury both of his parents, and then they move on with their life until the next couple comes around. That is an interesting take on how life is supposed to be, in particular going back to like the 1950s and 60s. Not so much nowadays, but again, maybe these creatures in this film don't realize that. They just want things to go back to the way they were with heterosexual couples or whatever. From a production standpoint, I actually think that this film is pretty unique and pretty beautiful to look at. It's very Stepford. It's cookie cutter. Everything is the same because that's how perfect everything should be. Everything should look like this. The grass should always be perfect 100% of the time. And the performances in here of Imogen and Jesse, I think, is fantastic. I love their chemistry together. Jesse Eisenberg is always a unique actor, always making, or at least trying to make, naturalistic, realistic choices with any character that he takes on, and I think he succeeds here. And Imogen Poots, who I think is a great actress who hasn't really done a lot of big projects, has always done like these small independent features, or features that are just like, they're like, no one's heard of this. I've never heard of this film before. But she was also in films like I Killed Giants and in The Father that came out in 2020. She's great. I love her, and she has probably the biggest arc of the two. Tom plays the stereotypical toxic man who is all about work and going out being in his own little world. And even though this kid, we were told that we're supposed to look after him, no, it's not our kid, it's just a thing, don't even know what it is, so fuck it. Again, very stereotypical when it comes to a heterosexual relationship, but I love how Emojin plays Gemma of just this conflicted person of trying to be caring and trying to be loving, but also being terrified and scared to death. It's just such an interesting film. I don't feel like it hit all the notes that it wanted to be, or at least the story felt like it wanted to be something grander and bigger with more of an emotional and social commentary impact. It kind of falls short in the end when we're getting all of the freaky sci-fi stuff and we're seeing multiverses, multiple universes stacked on top of each other, and Gemma is falling through all of the multiverses. Kind of just lost me there. I was kind of wanting this film to come back around and maybe this be like an elaborate couples therapy session. Not to say I wanted it to be like, oh, it was a dream the entire time, but I wish it would have circled back and had callbacks to a conversation that this couple was having in the beginning of this film before they entered the Vivarium. And I felt like this could have been more symmetrical and more well thought out as a story. But again, I also understand that this is just a representation of life, and a lot of times in life there is no beautiful symmetry between things. Life just happens, it sucks, and then you die. I'm going to give Vivarium 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen Vivarium, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you all the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.